Hey Billy, we're Sportsman Outreach, giving you 3 tips for preaching at a college or pro home game. Number 1 is what I call parking. So let's say kickoff is at noon. That helps us focus on the schedule here. Be at your parking spot 3 hours early. What's the point in that? You beat the traffic, all the pregame traffic, and you find a place that's far enough out when it might be free or relatively inexpensive, $10 or so. And those are primary reasons. And the other reasons that then you'll walk into your ministry location, and part of the goal of being out here is to let people see you. You can see them, they can see you. You can talk to people, they can talk to you. And so the goal of parking and then having about a 30-minute walk, that's a good thing. That really facilitates the ministry. The antithesis with what I call sort of limousine preaching, when someone pulls up, you hop out of the car, you preach to everybody, you never really talk to anybody, get back in the car and the preaching is over and leave. You can do it that way. What I'm proposing though is this: we're really trying to penetrate the community that's here, the fan base here, and all the people around these stadiums. And so park and walk to your spot, but at least 3 hours early. So 9 a.m. you park, then you have a 30-minute walk, and point 2, get to your ministry location 2.5 hours before kickoff. So that will be 9:30 on a noon kickoff. Why 2.5 hours early? Well, you catch all the early fans out milling around, the people who work at these places, the ticket sellers, those who sell programs, the guys that work in the bookstore, the security. You catch them as well, and plus it shows that you're committed to the people. You know, a lot of times you hear these stories when you preach long enough. You might be out preaching, for instance, in the rain or something that's cold, and people go, wow, they're so dedicated. And so being here early actually impacts people's, as they look at you, is that guy really committed to what he believes or not? And hey, he's out here early every game. He's here every home game. He's out here early at every home game. So that's another dynamic. So you catch the early fans, you catch the people who work here because they're here early, and then you show a level of commitment as well. And then you preach until 30 minutes after kickoff, so that will be a time frame of 9:30 to 12:30. Pretty much on all these kind of games, the fans are in the stadium. Those are going in within 30 minutes after kickoff. And then the last point is being here at every game, being a kind of a chaplain here. Oh no, forgive me, I got distracted. Is where to preach at. And you find a spot. Most of these places are public, have some public access around them. So go to the public spot if you know what that looks like. If you don't know what that looks like, call me. We can talk about it. But a sidewalk here is a sidewalk here. So find a public sidewalk, find a public place, find a place where there's plenty of people walking by, and find a place that's away from security. At these big sporting events, there's a lot of security. And so you want to not be at the gate, in other words. Don't get close to the gate where they're taking tickets. Get away from the gate. Don't interfere with the business of them, all the fans going in. It's a security thing primarily, especially in our day. You have to be conscientious, so get away from security, get in a public place, and get in a place where it's busy. Now, if you've never preached the game before, and you come out to the first game, and you look around, maybe there's a better place that you see once you get here. When you first come out, just find a simple place in a public area where fans are going by and start preaching. Again, if you've got questions, talk to me about it. Give me a call, 1-866-646-5683, extension 1. I'd be happy to get on Google Maps and look at the stadium in your area and try to pinpoint what I would perceive as a good ministry location, even a relatively good place to park in a sense, at least probably where parking would be. I'll talk to you about the whole thing. What we didn't cover today is also amplification, and that's really a city code thing. So if you want to understand what the amplification rules are, get on your local city website and look up the amp codes. We can talk about that as well, because there's some Supreme Court decisions that support what free speech is and then how amplification works. Anyway, those are 3 tips: parking, what time to be at your ministry location, and where to stand. So please, again, I encourage you to make a commitment to the Sportsman Outreach 1000 program. Preach to those souls in those stadiums. Give me a call. Let's talk about it. 1-866-646-5683.